Heal the world, make it a better place for you and for me and the entire human race. There are people dying. If you care enough for the living, make a better place for you and for me. Hey everybody, Lady Cheryl here, and it is a windy, cool Thursday morning. It's supposed to rain. It's been raining on and off for most of the week. And I'm probably gonna have to go put my mask on because you guys know I have a lot of allergies, so I need to keep the mask on while I'm working around the food forest. But I want to welcome you to my channel, and especially if you're new, don't forget to hit that like button, okay? And subscribe if you haven't already. In this video, I'm going to share with you 3 major things. The first thing is I'm going to show you and tell you why and how I release ladybugs in my food forest and how beneficial they are. And the second part of this video, I'm going to share with you why and how I purchase citrus trees locally. And then the third part of the video, I'm going to show you how I grow and why, how I grow, let me say that again. And in the third part of this video, I'm going to share with you how and why I grow bush green beans in hanging baskets. I've had a lot of people, subscribers to do this, and I've been doing it for 3 years, I think now, and it's very successful, and it's a good thing to do as you get older when you don't want to do a lot of bending and keeping weight off of your knees. Okay, so in my last video, not my live chat that I do on Monday night, but my last actual video, I shared with you how I'm growing some bush green beans in a grow box. And like I said, today I'm going to show you how I grow them in baskets. And I do this simply because you don't have to bend over. Okay? All right. Let's get started. 7:30 in the morning, and I have my ladybugs. I've been keeping them in the refrigerator. You can store them in the refrigerator between, I think it's 45 and 35 degrees. They have enough food in the box to keep them alive for 2 weeks. Yeah, I'll put in the description box, where I got these from and why I put them in the refrigerator. And since it rained a lot last night, and because it's going to be raining on and off for the rest of the day, this is the perfect time to go ahead and put these ladybugs in the food forest so that you can see if I move them, they're waking up. They go to sleep. You can see them crawling. They go to sleep when you put them in the refrigerator. And so now they're waking up because I took them out last night. And when you take them out, don't put them in direct sun. And so you can see it's overcast today. And so I'm going to go ahead and get me some scissors and open up this mesh bag and sprinkle these around. And it's actually drizzling out here right now. You can see the water on the box. Okay, so I'll be right back. Now, if you release your ladybugs, make sure that it has been raining or it's getting ready to rain for sure, or you can water your area that you're going to release the ladybugs. Because if your neighbor is watering their lawn and you don't, the ladybugs may crawl over, and I've seen them fly short distances, but they can. And, all your money that you spent on them will be helping your neighbors out. So that's why I decided to release them today. Like I said, because it rained last night, it's going to be raining today, and we have rain in the forecast for the rest of the week. Okay? Because I was in my local nursery a few years ago, and a lady told me that she would never release ladybugs again because they always go over to her neighbor's house because they have sprinklers system, and she doesn't. So early in the morning when their sprinklers will come on, well, the ladybugs that she released will go over there. So my advice to her was to do like I'm doing today. Release them in the rain. Another tip I want to share with you is this. If you use chemicals on your lawn, don't waste all your food forests or your garden beds. Don't waste your money buying ladybugs to eat up the aphids and the whiteflies, because those chemicals will kill the ladybugs. And this is why I only use neem oil or some type of fruit and vegetable or tree spray that was formatted for or formulated for organic gardening. Because I don't want to kill the ladybugs, and I don't want to kill any beneficial insects, namely bees, that we need to pollinate everything. So I snipped the corner off of the mesh bag, and I'm going to put just a few of them. Just going to sprinkle a few bugs in the flower bed. I'm going to put a few of those ladybugs over where the trees are. Just a few, because I don't want to forget the tea area and the prayer area. Put a few there. And then I have some pear trees right here, and comfrey and zinnia. So I'm just gonna sprinkle a few, and you can see it crawling. So they have a nice home. And while I'm over here, I'll go into the greenhouse. That beautiful. Just sprinkle a little, put a few over here, and I took that cover off just in time, guys. So we got a good rain last night. Okay? So yeah, they go to sleep, and then they wake up when you put them at room temperature. So now I still have a lot of them. I think I got 1,500. And now I'm gonna go out in the food forest and sprinkle my stone fruit, because these will eat white flies, but I know that they really work well on aphids. And you usually don't have too many ladybugs on your strawberries, but I'm gonna give them a little bit. I think I did that one already. I'll put 1 or 2 there. And I always see them on sunflowers. So I'm gonna try to save a few in the bag, because I forgot to put some in those sunflowers by my prayer area. And now, when the kids lift their mask, I put some over here by the Fuyu persimmon and by the trees. There's an apple tree. Mimosa trees right there. Apple trees here. I'll just put a few of them here by this comfrey. Ain't that pretty? Pawpaw tree. Look like these two are mating right here. Sorry, guys. Put some by. These are Concord grapes. Put some there. Pear tree. Another apple tree. I'll just put some on the ground here. I don't think I've ever seen aphids on fig trees. And this is a jujube, and I'm letting that go as tall as you want to, because it's in the ground. And a couple elderberries, the elderberry there, elderberry here, and there's 2 in that corner that I'm getting ready to go to. Okay, guys, I'm in Lowe's, not too far from my home, and in March when we had the Arctic freeze in North Texas, my YouTube subscribers were so nice to me. They knew that I lost a lot of trees, so they blessed me with cash donations. And I've been saving the money and waiting to see what I was going to get, what trees that weren't damaged, by the freeze that hit, all of Texas just about. And another reason I waited to repurchase trees is because I wanted to make sure that the trees that merchants were selling were good and not damaged. And that's why I settled on just replacing the citrus trees, because they're evergreen, meaning they stay green all year long, and you can look at it and tell if it's damaged. So I'm settling on this tree. This tree is called Citrus maxima, and it is commonly called pomelo. And it is the parent of the grapefruit, and that's why they have the grapefruit tag on there. But this tree can grow 15 to 20 feet long with a rounded crown, and you can just, prune it like you want it. And like I said earlier, I'm looking for evergreen trees, and it has a lot of healthy benefits, and I'll be talking about those healthy benefits more in my Monday night live chats. So this tree was only $34.99, so it's a keeper. I decided to get that one. Okay, let's move on to the next one. An Arctic Frost Satsuma. Now, I have a Miho Satsuma, and it's basically the only citrus tree that survived in the greenhouse. You can see new leaves here. Some little damage. I'll take those leaves off. And it's kind of funny shape. It needs a higher stake on it. But I'm seeing a lot of fruit set on it already. And this is the best one. It's not the greatest looking one, but it's the best one that they have left. Now, just like the pomelo grapefruit type tree, this Awarian Satsuma can take temperatures as low as 30 degrees. So these will definitely come on the inside of my home. I decided to get this Lisbon lemon for the same reason. It can take a temperature down to 30 degrees. And it's $34.98, and it first budded in 2019, and this tree here is the same way. Okay, so I had Meyer lemons and Mexican key limes, and I decided to get something with thorns so it can protect the fruit. So I'm gonna get that one. So I thoroughly researched all of the fruit trees before I buy them. And I just wanted to try something different. And this Lisbon lemon is a classic heirloom lemon variety. They say it stands the test of time, and that the fruit is very large and smooth skin, has a full, tangy type of juice in it, and it doesn't have a lot of seeds. And I like the appearance of the leaves. They're real glossy. I'll be bringing you updates and share with you how it's doing from time to time. Okay, so I'm getting out of Lowe's, and then I'm going to go home and I'm going to pot up these trees. So I got my new children home. It's supposed to rain tonight. And they're already moist. So hopefully they'll get some good rain. Okay, guys, the first thing I did when I got home was to do additional inspection of the trees and to do some additional research and observation. The first thing I noticed is this white kind of powder here, but I don't see any insect damage. So I'm thinking it might have been some pesticide or something. I don't know. I'm only assuming, so I'm going to wash that off with neem oil. And I've decided these are the pots, the same pots that I had my other citrus trees in. I'm going to use them. But I'm going to pot them up later because I don't want to put them into shock. Look real close, I see some granulars. Now, the tag doesn't say this is organically grown, so I'm assuming it's some type of slow-release fertilizer. And I put my finger down in there, and I know from my experience that citrus trees have shallow roots at the top. So So this looks like it could be some decent soil, a lot of wood here. I'm gonna put some leaf mulch on it. I'm not gonna feed it anything, I'm just gonna water it. If they're accustomed to getting whatever that slow release granular is, that's what it's gonna get. You should keep citrus trees in smaller pots. So here it says, this tree can live in the current container for 2 to 3 years. After that, transplanted into a 10-gallon container for the next 2 to 3 years, and finally transplanted into a 25-gallon container for the life of the plant. Water it literally as it dries out, and fertilize with a high-quality, time-release fertilizer. Bring it indoors when temperatures dip before 30 degrees Fahrenheit, and place it near a window with adequate sunlight. And all of them basically say the same thing. So I made sure I got all 3 trees that can handle 30 degrees. Okay? So, if I bring them in, it's not going to be in a sunny window. I'll probably hook up some type of light from the ceiling. But they'll probably go to the greenhouse. Now, this one is leaning over, and I'm just going to tell you, I can tell that it has some of this little tape, and the wind probably tossed it. But this is the main trunk right here, and it breaks off to about right here, but this is connected, so I'm going to tie it up like this. Let me show you. I don't know if I was filming that. I'm gonna tie it up like that. See there? I don't hardly go places, but I got a little extra courage because I have had both of my vaccination shots. And of course, you know, I social distance and wear the mask and stuff. So I felt a little bit more comfortable to go out and actually go into Lowe's. And that is another reason why I was waiting on replacing the trees. I wanted to give it time to see what wasn't damaged and to get up a little courage. Everybody has faults. Everybody has weaknesses. I'm afraid of the pandemic with my health issues and all the medication I take. I just don't want to get it, guys. Nobody does, but I just want to share that with you. I want to be totally honest and disclose that to you. Okay, so now I'm going to pull the tree a little bit back this way and put these ties on it, and then put probably 3 of them up here, and I'll be back and I'll show it to you. So you see what I've done. I've just gave it a little bit more support because it's real windy here. And you can look at the bottom of this tree and see that it has been losing leaves. And these leaves are damaged. I imagine it's because it got too cold. See right here and here. I was going to prune them off to about right here because it looked like somebody cut it off already right here. But I think I'm going to wait a couple of weeks and see what happens. But I'm not going to feed it anything until I don't see these little balls in here. If I put anything at all in here, it'll be worm castings, azomite rock dust, and leaves. Yeah. And I think I'm gonna do that tomorrow because it's getting ready to rain. When I pot up these trees, I'm going to bring it to you in another video. I decided to wait a little bit and let them get used to the new environment. So here are the grow boxes, one here and one on the other end there, that my little grandson Chewy and I sowed some bean seeds in here. And you can see right here, one is coming up. I suspect something might be coming up around there. Usually when you see the ground pushing through or lifting up, let me see if I can get a better example. Right here. See, it's pushed up here. I'm just going to move that back just a little bit. And you can see that it's sprouting. So this will be fine. It's getting ready to rain. And right here, it's probably one sprouting right here. You see that ending or that elevation right there? It's probably one getting ready to sprout there. Now, a lot of times it says it's going to rain, and then we get rain in surrounding neighborhoods when we don't get any here. So if I don't get any rain, I will go ahead and water these because you can see the surface is drying out. Okay, so now let's get to something else I want to share with you. Somebody asked me a question in the comments of that video about this grow box. These grow boxes, I think I told you where I got them from. I'll put it in the description, or I'll put it in this video. These are self-watering. They Didn't work out for me, so I took the mechanism out and I drill holes all the way around. You can see 1, 2, 3 holes on this one. And then I have it on these horses. Okay, you can get them at any big box store. And then I put lumber across here, but I make sure that I leave some space between the 3 pieces of wood so that when the boxes are draining, they don't warp the wood, they go straight down. And here is my pomegranate tree that didn't come back. I'm still watering it. I cut it down and I'm utilizing this space in here. But if it comes back, we'll just take this down. And this is what is so great about the sawhorses and the wood platform is because you can take them down and move them where you want them, okay? All right, now let's get started. And you see this right here? This is probably azomite rock dust. Okay, now let's get started on the basket. I have 3 of these baskets, and I emptied them because I have not replenished the soil in 3 years. And you can see they were severely root bound. Here I am right in front of my composter. And I put all of them in here. I broke up some of it. And then I left this open so that it can rain on it. Okay? Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my water hose and I'm going to wash this off. Even though, you know, I never had any fungus or anything in here. This is azomite rock dust again right there. But I'm going to wash these off, and then I'm going to fill them up with potting mix. And I'm not going to share that with you because I'm not going to prolong this video. You all know how to just put some potting mix in a basket. So I'll be back after I wash these off and put the potting mix in, okay? All right. So I have a basket here. I'm going to pick this up. I have a basket here, one here, and over here. And this is where I'm going to be growing my sweet potatoes. And they're going to grow up the trellis and over like I did last year. That worked out fine. Okay. So I've been soaking the beans, as you can see. And I'm going to take this little stick and I'm going to use it as, you know, just a divot so I can put some holes in here. I'm going to put just a little hole there. 2, 3, 4, 5. Can you see that? I think you can. I mean, those too deep. That fell too low. If you don't want them down too deep where they will just be wet from soaking all night. Yeah, that's a little bit better. When they're 2, 3, 4, and 5. You don't want to overdo it because even though this is a large basket, you don't want to put too many in there. You're going to have too many roots. And then I'm going to do the same thing here, but I'm going to use my finger instead of this stick. Let me see if you can see me. Yeah. You see that right there? I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and just drop the beans in there. 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I lightly cover them up. And I'll do the rest off camera. But 2 of the baskets I'm going to hang right here. It's just going to be heavy because I already wet them down. I wet before I plant the beans so that the beans don't go down too far. So I have 2 of the baskets right here. And then I'm going to go ahead and finish planting this one. But I decided to do it a little bit different. As you can see here, I made like 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 in the middle. And then these are all to be hung in the greenhouse. And it might be down a little too far. I'm gonna bring it up just a little. Yeah. So I'll just lightly cover these up. Push down just a little bit and then cover them up. And as I said, this was already wet. So here's the 4th and the final basket, and I'm going to hang these 2 in the greenhouse. And as you can see, I'm planting the seeds or sowing the seeds where I want them to be. And I want them to go down about 1 inch. Then I'll cover them up and pat them down so the birds won't see them. And I will be checking every day to make sure that the seeds are covered. Now you see them in the greenhouse, and I have them hanging where I want them so that when I water them, they will drain down on top of the plants that are already in that garden bed. So we won't be wasting any water. This concludes this lesson. I appreciate you stopping by and checking my channel out today, and I hope that I showed you something that you can use in your garden. And you guys know, as in always, I like to tell you that I love you and God loves you too. Bye now.